Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. I hope you've all been having a wonderful week. Today I'm doing another art supply challenge, and this one is a mystery art supply challenge. The basic idea of this challenge is that you get a friend to come to wherever you store your art supplies and to pick 5 or 6 random art supplies. They don't have to go together at all. Your friend can just pick whatever they want and they put them into a bag, and then you have to make a drawing or an illustration just using the contents of the bag. There are a couple of extra tools that you're allowed to use, and I'll run through those in a minute, but basically you just need to use the supplies that are in the bag. I first saw this challenge over on Blue Water Studios, which is another art YouTube channel, and I will post the link in the description box below if any of you want to go check the channel out. Mystery Art Supplies was a weekly series that was running on Blue Water Studios, and I just really liked the idea because it's a great way of using up bits of your stash, particularly things that you may not have used in a long time. But as it's a mystery challenge, as you don't pick your materials, then it really pushes you to get really creative and to perhaps use supplies in different ways, and it's just a really fun exercise. So that's what I'm doing here today, and I've had my friend and she's come to my art desk and selected 6 random supplies and put them into the bag. As I mentioned earlier, there are a few extra supplies that you're allowed to use if you need them to go with the materials in the bag, and these are mostly construction supplies. So I've chosen, there are 6 supplies that I have to use, and then I have 6 optional supplies that I can use if I need them, and these things are glue in case I need to stick something down. I'm allowed to use a paintbrush, a sketching pencil, scissors, a heat gun if I need it, and a ruler. So they're 6 basic supplies, and the sketching pencil you don't need to include, and if you were doing the challenge yourself and you wanted to make it harder, then leaving out the sketching pencil would definitely make it harder, but I really need the sketching pencil, so I've included that. So that's basically the challenge. I will leave all of this, all the rules and everything, in the description box below in case you're interested, and if you want to do this challenge, feel free to go ahead and you can change the rules, do whatever you want. But this is just a really nice way of trying out new things in different ways, and involving other people in your art, because you have to get a friend to come and pick your supplies for you, and it's also just a fun thing to do, particularly on a day where you just want to just experiment and go a little crazy. So let's see what my friend has put in my tote bag here. So the first thing I see is a piece of scrapbooking paper. And this is the paper that I used on the back of my recycled cork board that I did a few weeks ago. And I feel something in a squeezy bottle. This is liquid pearls. This is a dimensional pearlescent paint, and this is the buttercup one. And I think this is a Copic marker. Yes, this is E99 baked clay. And another Copic marker. This one is R22, which is light prawn. And then I've got a Pitt artist pen. This one's in raw umber. And last in this bag is something heavy, and it's a Winsor & Newton ink in orange.
So I started out by using the Pitt artist pen to ink the drawing that I'd always sketched out using my Prismacolor Colour Erase sketching pencil, and I used the Pitt artist pen as my inking pen, partly because it was the thinnest tip out of the selection of markers that I had. It was the thinnest one, and also because the Pitt artist pen, once the ink is dry, it's waterproof and it's also Copic proof. The Pitt artist pens are, I think they're Indian ink based, and they're really nice pens. I really enjoy using them, but I really didn't like inking with it. I found that the tip was just so much thicker than what I was used to, and doing the leaves were nice with it, but when I had to do the face and do the hair and doing the hair with the tip, I just found it just really terrible inking with that pen. I do like using it, but no, I just didn't like inking with it anyway. And then I decided to use the light prawn colour to do some shading on her face. I decided to leave her face white and just use the one colour for shading. I find that if I have a very limited colour palette, leaving lots of white tends to help when I'm doing drawings like that. And then I try to spread the colours out evenly, so I took the light prawn and as you can see here I'm putting it all over the leaves, up through the leaves, and then I just used the baked clay. Now it turned out that the baked clay was quite similar to the Pitt Artist Pen colour. It wasn't the same, there was a difference, but it was still quite similar, so in the end it just all ended up blending together quite a lot. So I just sort of had to work with that and I just generally just tried to make sure there was enough white in the drawing in order to help everything pop in the right places. And then I decided to use the Winsor & Newton ink to do the background, and as you can see here I'm just applying it directly from the bottle with a paintbrush, and it's a really bright orange. It's a lovely colour, but it is very bright, so I was a little hesitant at first about using it as the background colour because it is so dark, and normally when I do a background I use the lightest colour on my palette, but I wouldn't have been able to put Copic markers all over the background, so I'm quite glad I took the plunge and did use it as the background colour because it's something I really wouldn't normally do. But what I did in order to balance out the dark colour is to do the white circles and to use the patterned paper, which is mostly white, just to the way I look at it is to really just to balance the colours all the time. And this is why I use white a lot, and sometimes when I do digital work I actually use white lines. The line art I put to white instead of black, just because I think it really helps to draw the eyes into draw the viewer's eye into the drawing, and just helps to lighten it, to lift in it, particularly when you're working with really dark colours like I was here. And then after I'd done the background and cut out all the circles, I then added the the liquid pearl embellishments to the circles, and I used the Copic markers just to sort of pattern up the circles a little bit because I felt they looked just a little blank, and I like to add some patterns to everything. I think in the end I really do like how it turned out. I think it really did come together in the last, just when I added those last embellishments. That often happens for me with drawings. I don't like it, it doesn't work until the very last few minutes of the piece. So it's always worth sticking with a drawing, I think, just to see it through right to the end, because sometimes it just sort of works. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and that's the drawing I did using these mystery art supplies. If you like this drawing, then I can certainly do another one of these challenges, and feel free to leave any comments in the questions below, and feel free to try this challenge yourself. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.